Did me after the round time.
Oh, we don't see nothing wrong. Over here, James Brown. What a gem, I am pound. BBW, where you from?
Pues te voy a callar, pues ya no le dices para la ley. Stick in my braces, body that run every lace. High on the wall of the day.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. It's the TK Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll see the Boston Celtics playing the...
Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for his play calling.
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, D.A. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Steph Curry's out there with Paul George. Then there's Marvin Bagley. Then it's Robinson, and it's Butler in at the 3. And for Boston, Durant is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Wall. Then there's Brown, and it's Embiid, and at the center filling out the middle.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Robinson with the block. Butler feeling out of it. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Well, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players. Bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Shoots from 12. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Brown. Outside, Wall. Pass to Drummond. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
A tall and powerful big. Drummond has a natural ability to finish inside.
George passes to Butler. And the rejection by Embiid. And It's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. And stolen by Drummond. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Durant kicks to Wall. Back to Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Robinson pulls it in. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Wall finds Durant. Brown against George. From beyond the arc. And it's Drummond missing. For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Curry against Embiid. Knocked loose. Curry dishes to Bagley. Butler, no good.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
So it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
George against Wall. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket.
And how about Wall? Just phenomenal at taking it to the defense with that lightning quick first step.
George against Brown. Pulls up. Rebound by Joel Embiid.
That's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. George against KD. And that one, good. Durant's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, great play and using his advantage on the inside.
George against Brown. Pulls from the top of the key. Wall, no luck.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
That one misses.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime. That's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season. Gets out in the country and puts in that work.
Curry is inside. Covered by Wall. Robinson kicks to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Hits the three-point bomb. Curry's got 5 points so far. And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, 2-a-days, yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
George with the bucket.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it. And just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
Ball passes to Embiid. Now here's Drummond. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
The D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Looking it over. They need this, and it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George, just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
Curry kicks to George. Back to Curry. Robinson. And that one's good. George.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Coleman finds Wall. Feet away. That one off the back iron and out.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
The offensive rebound, Robinson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Portland may have converted 1 or 2 free throws.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nurkic checked in for Marvin Bagley. Russell comes in for George. And Trae Young subbed in for Steph Curry. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Portland. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
Here's Wall, and Wall with the slam.
And always a bonus to have a point guard who can dunk the basketball. Wall has great initiative when it comes to rising up and throwing it down.
Here's Young. Here's KD, the fast-break opportunity. And KD.
Well, when you see KD run the court with the speed of a guard, hard to keep up with him once he gets out in the open floor.
Young against Wall. Wall with a block. Inside. He is such a great athlete. So timeout call here. The first for Portland. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA. Brent, what are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple of weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know the teams can fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes? What do they play like?
What's the chemistry?
Let's find out how they're going to play this.
Here's Hield. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Young taking his time here to end the run. And Cantor pulls it down.
Not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Smart passes to Cantor. Now, here's Vucevic. He's covered by Thompson. Nice ball movement by Boston. Passes it to Hield. Jacks up a three. The shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Smart with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Hayward on the wing. Outside, Smart. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Smart against Young. Russell high post. Nurkic finds Covington. Three-pointer. Second shot opportunity. They get the rebound. And at last, they get one to fall.
Yeah, when Nurkic goes across the lane there, hard to get him out of the way, and he collects the offensive rebound.
That's to Vucevic. Now here's Hayward. Now Smart. Defended by Covington. Again, the miss by the Celtics. You know, Greg, defense forgiven for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress. That's a three-point shooter. I've had all the made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Great open look. Hield's got 5 men.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Here's Young. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And it's blocked.
Yeah, pretty safe to say that this is the kind of game that you just want to flush as soon as you get done with it.
Here's Hayward. Good D by Covington.
When you are wrapped up that tightly in the mid-range, you are better off just moving the ball.
Yeah, that's one where you hope if he gets in there the next time, he makes a different choice.
And here's Young from the arc. Again, Young missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Hayward can't hit. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Russell passes to Covington. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And I like Russell's ability to create for others. He does what's best for the team.
Smart passes to Hield. To the paint. Deflects the pass. Enter. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Kanter is so hungry and has the desire to be an impact player on the glass every night. A very good low-post scorer who can rebound at a high level.
Covington kicks for Russell. Here's Thompson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Thompson.
Tristan Thompson is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. So to do that, you can't be afraid to throw your weight around.
And that does it for the first quarter. Celtics lead by 4. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the basket.
One that if you're the best.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Sabonis is out there with Vucevic. Then it's Marcus Smart. Then it's Curry. And it's Hield in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics.
Well, Sabonis can play there on the block. That's where he did a lot of damage in college, so him working inside, that's a good sign.
He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there was some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December. And Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories. My dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. And the shot is good.
Ridiculous handles there. How effective is he at creating opportunities?
Celtics leading by 7. Smart deciding where to go with it. down low. And it's Vucevic missing. And so it's Young who brings it up for Portland. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Covington kicks to Thompson. On its way from Young for 2. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
This is Trae Young's game right there. Rise and fire. And these shots are helping out the offense.
Curry finds Vucevic. Here's Smart. Off target with his 3. Trailblazers trail by 5. Here's Young on the arc. Another miss by Young.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
The pass to Sabonis. Curry on the wing. Defended by Young. Back to Sabonis. The Celtics need to get a shot off. That's the 3 fly. Boston again missing. Portland's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Pass to Russell. Lets it go from 11. He squares up and sinks it. Russell's got his second bucket of the night.
It's nice to see Russell's discipline, stays patient, and earns the shots he gets.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, with a lot of TD coaches are looking at Kevin as just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct read. Much like, and you cover a lot of football where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns. I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off the screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be good. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence and shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
And a whole new group out on the floor for these Celtics. Bagley with the puck.
Bagley timing that one well and intimidating.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, Katie doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
I think there's just been a lot of respect for the approach of Kevin Durant over the course of the past couple of seasons, especially with the Warriors, wanting to be a better defender, better rebounder, better rim protector. Of course, we think of scoring first, but man, the defensive end and what he's done to take some pride on that end has been impressive.
Pulls up and goes in. Durant's got 4 this quarter.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Well, they're passing to George. Shot clock at 5. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Passes it to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Buried from 15 feet out. And with Durant, the non-scoring aspects of his game almost get forgotten.
Well, Kevin has put up 5 or 6 assists a game over the last couple seasons. It helps to have 2 of the greatest shooters in the league on your side. It's going to be interesting to see how he develops after the injury and what he comes back to as a player in a new system with new teammates and more mileage on that body.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Fires at the elbow. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
Bagley with the bucket.
Takes contact, and a good job of Bagley fighting through at that time.
Wall dishes to Embiid. And here is Drummond. And here's Wall outside. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 4 rebounds in this game. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defense.
And it's Curry at the elbow. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And for Steph Curry, certainly one of the best to ever play. Iguodala said last season, Brent, that he's already the second best point to ever play in pro basketball.
Well, high praise from Andre Iguodala, and why wouldn't you talk about Steph that way? You tally up MVPs and titles and his impact on the game and what he's done to change the way the game is played. The case for Steph Curry to be the top point guard ever is getting stronger and stronger every season. The guy that he's going to have to knock off the top of that shelf, I think for most everybody who's been basketball fans for a long time, is one Magic Johnson.
That's a floater go. The shot, no good. Good D by Embiid. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Here's KD. No good off the front iron. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Portland. Trailing by 2. Some solid defense from Brown.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Durant just inside the line. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Curry passes to Butler. He kicks it to George. Curry outside. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
Still trying to calibrate right now because he had 1 3 in the first quarter, but nothing since.
Man, the skills of Brown. Not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
George dishes to Curry. Butler passes to Curry. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Celtics. Embiid's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Right side Wall. Pass to Drummond. And he makes that one. And now he's an 8-point Boston lead.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away. He's threatening here.
And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. Cantor checked in for Boston. Hayward comes in for Kevin Durant. Embiid with the steal. All against Curry. Ball passes to Cantor. Dish now to Embiid. Here's Brown. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
And what amazing athleticism from Brown, putting on a show out here with slams like that.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall. All the skill in the world and a personality made for stardom.
Curry kicks to George. Trying to get something going. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
Bagley with the bucket.
This is the level of activity that you want from Marvin Bagley. Relentless tonight on the offensive glass.
Wall finds Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. And
can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactics. You just have to appreciate how hard he's going at it right now. Bagley up there.
This game for the Celtics, it was a loss to the Bucks in Milwaukee. Curry against Wall. Kicks to Cantor. Back to Wall. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Curry. They get it back. Here's Cantor. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And let's take a look now at the stats for George. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 28 points per clip last year. 8 rebounds and just over 2 steals. And he can play some valuable minutes on the wing for this team.
I just want to kick back and lounge here because when this guy's hot, it's a love story. And when he's cold, it's a nightmare. So sit back, get your popcorn. Let's see what he does.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Vucevic, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Hield comes in for Gordon Hayward. Smart's checked in for Brown. And Curry subbed in for John Wall. Covington passes to Russell. Offensive rebound.
And the offensive rebounding really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Smart kicks to Curry. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Bagley's got 6 rebounds in the game. Young dishes to Nurkic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call it a shooting foul. That one on Vucevic.
Well, the determination there by Nurkic pressures the D into getting a little bit too physical with him on that shot.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Boston. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Thompson's checked in. Hield finds Smart. Here's Vucevic. In the corner, it's Sabonis. Good on the 3-point shot. Sabonis has got 5 now.
Well, that's a bonus right there to have Vermontes step out and shoot the 3 and stretch out the defense.
Young against Smart. Second chance effort. Sabonis grabs the board. Celtics leading by 10. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Smart kicks to Sabonis. Covington against Hield. And there's the pass to Vucevic. Up top, Sabonis. Offline with his 3. And so it's the Boston Celtics. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 16 points and 1. And that does it for our...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, they've got Paul George. Marvin Bagley is out there with Robinson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Curry in at point guard. Ball passes to Embiid. They kick out to Brown. They double him with George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Yep, it counts. He's got 11.
Bagley's showing he can be effective on defense, jumping up and getting a steal.
Ball passes to Embiid. Now Drummond has to Wall. Lays it up and puts it in. Wall's got 8 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Curry outside, rebounded by the Celtics. Now here's Durant. 16 points for him. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you can see the flashes of potential and the tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
And with Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. It wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in a few years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Stolen by Robinson. Curry finds Butler. Back to Curry. Shoots from 14. Rebound by John Wall.
Being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
No good on that one. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Curry outside. Yes, it is. Boy, that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
Well, that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had one before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
And they double up Embiid. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Celtics lead by 5.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
George dishes to Curry. Butler kicks to Curry. And good as it just right down through the net.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
All with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Durant for 3. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got 4 rebounds in this game. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Stephen Curry.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just a great ball movement.
And stolen by Butler. He feeds it to Curry. Jumps up. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule. On Sunday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Houston Rockets. And then on Tuesday, the Minnesota Timberwolves will come into town. Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Wall passes to Embiid. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. With Samart outside for Durant to the middle. Little turnaround. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Trailblazers on offense. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's Curry with the 3. And Boston with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Embiid. Robinson with the block. And here we go. It's Butler. Looking for George. He gets it there. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, Paul George will take those opportunities anytime he can get them. A nice dunk there.
And so it's Wall with it. And it up for Boston. It's a 1-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? You can get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size and with his stride than Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that people could not wrap their head around what it is he could do. Taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish at the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds from the block, not taking any steps and dunking it over the top and getting to the free throw line. Giannis running in transition as a big is is a problem for the defense.
And all that on the offense, but on his defensive side, he was always doing the same kind of things defensively. Blocking shots, blocking out, whatever the case may be.
Yep, causing, I mean, just the simple fact of being a deterrent, Kevin, to people coming into the lane and using that length. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is something special in that regard.
Both ends of the floor. I totally agree. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Paul George on top, and of course Jimmy Butler.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Wall finds Drummond. Pass to KD. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And here's a look at the stats for Robinson. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 7 points a game, almost 2.5 blocks and 6 rebounds. And you talk about a difference maker. He's a factor inside with his length and activity.
When you look at bigs, you talk to them about 2 key components: protect the rim and pound the glass. And intimidation, that helps too.
First one falls for him.
It's pretty evident to see that Kevin Durant is driven to be a great player, but it's his love for the game. The passion he has for basketball is something that's just off the charts. I know he's anxious to have another great competitive year in the NBA.
And both free throws good for Durant.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Curry against Wall. Here's the teardrop and the layup by Curry. Curry's got 11 points in the quarter.
Safe to say that Steph Curry has mastered that shot there, the floater with a beautiful high release.
Pass to KD from deep three-point range. Busted. No good that time either. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. George dishes to Curry. 6 to shoot. Here's the 3. Rebound Boston. And Bede's got rebound number 8 there on the net. Here's Wall. The shot's good. Wall's got 10 points.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Curry passes to George. Trailblazers keep it alive.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
George double-teamed. Bagley kicks to Curry. Goes back up. And Robinson that time on the assist by Curry.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Wall dishes to Embiid. Drummond with it. Outside, Wall. Throws it from outside. 13 points in the game.
Well, the defense very attentive to him in the first quarter, but he's finally gotten loose in the second and making them pay.
Here's Curry. 19 points in the game. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Brown outside. Curry against Wall. That will fall for his bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
Could come down the selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
Now a timeout called by Portland. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. for Cantor. He had a strong showing last season, 14th in rebounding, and he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage, able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards, going hard at it at both ends last year, really helping out his team. Russell against Smart. Russell no up. Celtics leading by 4. The stripe, Covington with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. The coast-to-coast dunk.
So smart in these situations. Love how Covington often picks the correct route to run.
Now the pass to Cantor. Nurkic with the steal. And now Young running the floor all by himself.
Trae Young in this game is playing completely in control and taking advantage of defenders being overly aggressive. He's a third-generation point guard, is Trae Young. His father and grandfather both played the point guard position, and both of them really helping him arrive at this level.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
In the 2018 season, as the 5th overall pick, Trae Young was phenomenal towards the end of the year, winning 3 straight Rookie of the Month awards.
And so Young nails them both. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for Boston. They've led by as much as 10. Hayward on the wing. Shoots over Covington. And Covington sends it back. There's the feed to Russell. Can't cash in from close range. His father played professionally with dreams of making the NBA. When Trae grew to share that dream, his dad helped him do it.
But his dad also had several alarm clocks around the house. I've heard wake-up calls in the morning to train before he went to class. With all the effort that he's put in, and with all the efforts from the family, Trae Young is expected to achieve greatness, and he's out here to do that.
Cantor, the pass to Curry. Hayward outside. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped. Thompson with it. Now defended by Hayward. Here's Young. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Young's got the lead up to 4 now for the Trailblazers.
Such a quick thinker in those spots. Trae Young has a knack for knowing where to get to.
Russell against Smart. Out the run. And it's Portland with the rebound. Thompson's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game. What? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Shots good from Young. Timeout. And it's a 6-point Trailblazer lead.
And it looks like they left the defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half.
Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
We've seen this explosion of Canadian players in the NBA. And really, Tristan Thompson led that way. The 4th pick back in 2011, Thompson was, at that point, the highest drafted Canadian in NBA history.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Sabonis, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Hield subbed in for Gordon Hayward. Curry finds Vucevic. Nice ball movement by Boston. And Curry is it down.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curves a 10-0 run by the Trailblazers.
And Thompson may have led the way for Canadians. But as far as where the league is going, Greg, he's a throwback player.
I mean, a rebounder and rim runner. His game is built on toughness and hustle.
Hits got that one from Nurkic.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, Smart. Pass to Vucevic. Outside Curry. Clock at 6. Points. That one goes. Curry's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Here's Russell. Oh, good there. Good work defensively by Smart. Celtics trail by 4. Outside Curry. Smart trying to break free. He gets it in there. Curry's got 9. Portland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And Young kicks to Russell. Back to Young. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. He's got 12.
You just can't take Trae Young lightly from anywhere on the floor. These kind of shots will help him get into a rhythm.
Tip-drop shot. Smart misses.
Defense as tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. Celtics making a switch here. Drummond's checked in. 36 seconds left to play here in the third. And here's Young. 12 points for him. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Nurkic. Good D by Drummond. Now Curry. He's got 9. Smart passes to Hield. Now Sabonis. It's good. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Portland Trailblazers. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now in front with momentum behind them. Back right after this. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Right now, right here.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. They've got Curry. Sabonis is out there with Hield. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Smart in at the 2 spot. That's the Boston 5. Sabonis kicks to Smart. Just 5 on the clock. Down low. Here's Drummond. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Drummond's got all tied up now for the Celtics. Nurkic against Drummond. Nurkic dishes to Young. A floater, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Hield against Covington. Drummond with the jam.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
He's trying to send a message with that slam, I think. So for the Trailblazers, Alvin Bagley comes in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Butler in for Robert Covington. Free throw, no good for Drummond.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft. Drummond's coming out a nice NBA career for himself.
I mean, could we say he was kind of awesome a bit there in the first half? Because it seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Maybe not a super athlete, or at least a hyper athlete in the Westbrook mode, but Trae Young's ball handling ability does some incredible things for him out there on the floor to create space and help him change pace for those kind of angles where he can score.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Sabonis. Kevin Durant comes in for Smart. And John Wall subbed in for Seth Curry. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He said they played well in certain areas, but the lack of detail to the defensive boards has allowed their opponent too many second-chance opportunities. And that, he said, is the difference in this game. Have to get busy on the glass, Kevin.
And the shot by Wall.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
And you love the aggressiveness of Young tacking off the dribble. And Brent, for his size, able to finish inside.
Well, he can get to the inside. He can shake guys loose. It's his ability to see the floor, Kevin. But it still comes down to that range where Trae Young has confidence to pull up from just about anywhere to get his offense going.
And John Wall, of course, having to fight back from that torn Achilles, but also is now having to play up for that supermax contract he signed.
And with Wall, no doubt he's a star guard. But with that contract break comes heavy expectation.
No doubt. And I'd like to see Wall become more proactive, really as a playmaker on offense in the near future. Depending on how he feels after the injuries, he might need to change his style just a bit.
Celtics leading by 4. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Embiid trying to break loose. Wall, no luck. And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Trailblazer. Here's Butler. Here we go, one-on-one. Wall's shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 4. Nobody near George. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 4 assists in the game. Tipped away. That's saved by Curry. 14 feet away, and Embiid pulls it down. For Boston, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. Efficiency there. Portland's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Wall against Curry. And no good. That's to take the lead there.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy who you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Well, it has been a long road back from injury for John Wall. The heel issue followed by the Achilles tear.
And you just hope that Wall can make a full recovery and get back to the player he once was. Provides so much with his speed and playmaking as well as scoring.
George against Brown. That one doesn't go. Good D by Drummond. It's Brown with the drive and finished off by Brown.
And just awesome speed from Brown. Blasting off towards the bucket and slamming it in.
And Embiid with the block.
Maybe a time to rest him right now, just give him a bit of a breather, try to help him get back on track.
And there's the call on Curry. That'll be his second foul of the game. Embiid finds Wall. Passes to Katie. They double him with George. Back to Katie. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Trailblazers trail by 5. Outside Butler. Over the wall. Shot's good by Butler.
And this is Butler's bread and butter. The mid-range J is on point. Gotta D him up better than that.
Wall draws the double. Outside, Katie. Again, the Celtics with the
a pick setup. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Brown against George. Feeds to Robinson. And foul on the shot. Will shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Embiid. First free throw is good. Robinson hits them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
All with it. Butler covering. Wall tries to double. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. Another shot. Robinson with the pick. Here's Curry. Here's Bagley. Tries again. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
I'd like to see Bagley establish some confidence and play aggressive here. Terrific at making some of the defenders get physical with him.
So he gets them both.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you're going to pick to send to the free throw line. And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Ball kicks to Durant. Celtics passing it around. Right at the free throw line. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 11 rebounds in the game. It's Curry outside. He's the three-pointer. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond his second three of the half.
It's Durant on the wing. Down to 5 in the shot clock. Boston, no good that time either. And Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Portland. Leads 2. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
So close to getting the block there. You can limit those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Durant. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
I'm not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
How about the awareness there from Butler? The D goes to sleep and Jimmy finds the wide open man.
Wall up top, guarded by Curry. Pass to Embiid. Here's Wall. Curry with the defensive effort.
And they have built an advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
The pass to George. Back to Curry. On deep. A shot missing. So the Celtics will take it the other way. And change shot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle. And 2 shots coming up. That one on George.
The love and passion. Wall is a game changer, a competitor through and through.
Both good from the line that time.
It felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Outside Curry. He dishes it to Butler. Back to Curry. From deep three-point range. Rebound Boston.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
As good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
Butler against Durant. Butler passes to Bagley. He kicks it to George. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Ball passes to Embiid. No good that time.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of ball.
Floats it up for Butler. Touch on the alley-oop. And now it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
Yeah, that's just working for the better shot. We always talk about in the NBA, good to great, great possession there.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Curry with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Smart move here, talk things over. He's really eating them up, and they've tried a few different looks defensively. Nothing quite getting it done.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. And that sends John Wall to the free throw line. They get Stephen Curry. That one misses for Wall. And Portland with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Curry dishes the Butler. Ball's not loose. For three. Traps in the tray. Butler's got the lead up to 9 now for Portland.
Yeah, it seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Butler against Durant. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Stephen Curry.
Yeah, the defender overreaches there. Durant recognizes it and quickly baits him into that foul.
Durant hits them both. And here are the Trailblazers now. Now here's Curry. From deep. And
for regular scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Here's Durant. Another shot. Quigley with the feed to George. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Now, Paul George right now invested fully in this game and on both ends of the floor. Relentless on offense thus far.
KD against Butler. Over Butler. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 11 rebounds. It's George on the wing. He's covered by Brown. George looking over the floor. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touch by George.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Trailblazers.
Tonight they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Steph Curry.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
16 feet away. Robinson pulls it in.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
From deep, Wall, and here's Brown outside. Steph Curry with the rebound.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Yeah, you got to like how he hustled the guard out on the perimeter, definitely respecting the shooting ability.
And so it's Portland winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy, you have not been shy about setting the bar.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.